I thought this moment was ours alone. His breath became uneven, the tension rising between us. I felt the slightest twitch of his fingers, an almost imperceptible reaction as I moved closer, slower, savoring the moment, stretching it out. But just when I believed the night was ours, a deep voice interrupted from the doorway. "Didn't expect you to start without us." Before we get started, please take a quick moment to like this video and subscribe. It's quick, free, and helps the channel grow more than you think. Plus, you won't miss the next story. Let's begin. I didn't come here looking for trouble, but trouble sure found me. 5 men, rugged and built like they were carved from the wilderness itself, sat around a crackling fire outside the cabin next to mine. I had planned a solo escape, just me, the silence, and a chance to forget the mess I left behind. But the second I saw them, something shifted. I wasn't here to heal. I was here to feel. And I wanted them to feel me too. I stepped onto my porch, letting the night air kiss my bare skin as my robe slipped lower off one shoulder. I knew they saw me. I made sure of it. One of them, the one with broad shoulders and sharp, knowing eyes, set his drink down mid-conversation. His gaze trailed over me, slow, low, and heavy. The others weren't far behind. Good. I had their attention. I stretched my arms above my head, letting the soft silk of my robe fall open just a little more. The firelight flickered across my skin, highlighting every inch I was letting them see. A low murmur rippled through the group. I smiled. Then, just as I turned to head inside, I glanced over my shoulder, locking eyes with the one who had looked first. A silent invitation. A challenge. Come and get me. I barely made it 2 steps inside before I heard him, the heavy thud of boots against my porch, the door swinging shut. Footsteps, slow, unhurried, but deliberate. I didn't need to turn around to know he followed me. A thrill shot through me, anticipation tightening in my chest. I could feel him standing in the doorway, his presence filling the cabin like he belonged there. "You always tease strangers like that?" His voice was low, rough gravel and heat. I smiled, reaching for the half-finished bottle of wine on the counter. "Only when they follow me inside." The door clicked shut. In an instant, his heat was behind me, his breath warm against my shoulder. Not touching yet, but close enough to make my skin prickle. "Careful what you start," he murmured. "Might not stop." I tilted my head, exposing the curve of my neck. "Maybe I don't want you to." His hand found my waist, firm, confident, no hesitation. He turned me to face him, and the second I looked up, I knew this wasn't a game anymore. The teasing was over. He was here for me, and I wanted every second of it. There was no hesitation, no second guessing, no holding back. The moment I reached for him, he met me with the same urgency, a silent understanding passing between us, heavy with heat. I barely made it to the edge of the bed before I pushed him down, my pulse racing, anticipation thrumming beneath my skin. This wasn't careful. This wasn't sweet. This was raw, consuming, and exactly what I needed. He propped himself up on his elbows, watching me through hooded eyes, a knowing smirk playing on his lips. "Not wasting any time, huh?" I mirrored his smirk, the thrill of control sparking through me. "Not here to waste it." I traced along his skin, slow and deliberate, letting my fingers explore every firm line, every inch of warmth beneath my touch. His breathing shifted, just slightly, a subtle catch in his throat, his body betraying just how much he wanted this. A sharp inhale. His stomach tensed. His fingers curled into the sheets. His breath came in shorter bursts. He wasn't just watching me now. He was feeling everything. I let my touch linger, dragging my nails lightly over his skin, tracing the ridges of muscle beneath my fingertips. The tension in his body was unmistakable, his breath uneven, every movement betraying the growing ache inside him. And I wanted him to feel it even more. His fingers threaded through my hair, his touch lingering, his body drawn tight with anticipation. The air between us crackled, charged and electric. His stillness only made the moment heavier. A slow smirk curled at my lips. I wanted to take my time, to watch him fall apart, inch by inch, second by second. I leaned in, my breath teasing the space between us, the heat curling between our bodies. His head tilted back, a sharp inhale breaking the silence. I let every reaction guide me, savoring the way his breath quickened, the way his muscles tensed beneath my touch. His breath turned ragged, his chest rising and falling faster. The way his fingers curled into the sheets. The way his grip tightened, just slightly. It was exactly what I wanted. But just as the tension coiled tight between us, I pulled back, savoring the power I held over him. His head snapped up, his darkened gaze locking onto mine, chest heaving. Seriously. His voice was rough, edged with frustration, his hands twitching at his sides as if he was holding himself back from reaching for me again. I only grinned, dragging my nails lightly over his stomach as I moved up, closing the space between us. "Payback," I whispered. His hands found my waist the second I settled over him, his grip firm, grounding. His chest rose and fell beneath me like he was still trying to catch up. I braced my hands on his chest, feeling the rapid thrum of his heartbeat beneath my palms. I wanted to feel all of it, the need, the tension, the way his entire body coiled beneath me, waiting for what came next. I pressed closer, slow at first, reveling in the way his breath caught, the way his grip tightened just slightly. The firelight flickered, casting shadows across his skin, his eyes never leaving mine as I let myself sink into the moment, completely, utterly lost in it. And he followed, meeting me, matching me, letting me take what I needed, what I had come here for. The space between us blurred, fading into pure, breathless anticipation. Nothing but the heat between us and the steady rhythm of my heartbeat. And just when the moment hung suspended, stretched tight between us, waiting to shatter, a deep voice rumbled from the doorway. "Didn't think you'd start without us." A deep chuckle close, right behind me. I barely had time to react before I felt them closing in, surrounding me. Heat at my back. Hands brushing my arms. Fingers tracing slow, deliberate paths. I turned my head slightly, meeting their stares, hungry, expectant. No hesitation. No question of what came next. I wanted them all. A hand cupped my chin, tilting my face upward. Dark, steady eyes locked onto mine. "Let's see if you can handle this." I smirked. Challenge accepted. I sank into the space between them, hands trailing over firm lines, teasing with my touch. A sharp inhale. Fingers twitched. Jaws tensed. I picked my first, leaning in, letting my breath skim against his skin before pressing my lips against him. His fingers tangled in my hair, his stance shifting, breath uneven. The others waited, watching, anticipating, letting me take control. One hand brushed against my shoulder, a silent reminder. Another waited. Then another. I moved quickly, teasing, taking my time just enough before shifting to the next. A sharp groan. A hiss of breath. Fingers flexed, tensed, twitched. I had them all at my mercy. "Pace yourself," someone murmured. I ignored them. If you've made it this far into the video, take a second and ask yourself, why haven't you liked it yet? Just one click can make a huge difference. It helps this video reach more people, and honestly, we need that support. We need you. Thanks for watching and being part of this journey. I continued, dragging my nails against firm skin, moving, giving, keeping them waiting just long enough to feel it. They surrounded me, overwhelming, consuming, relentless in their desire. And as I worked my way through them, feeling their tension, their reactions, their growing impatience, I knew there was only one way this could end. I barely had time to catch my breath before they were on me, hands guiding, shifting, drawing me in. No hesitation. No break. One of them reached for me, his grip firm, steady, his eyes dark with expectation. I braced my hands against his chest, feeling the power beneath my fingertips, the tension coiling in his muscles. The moment I settled against him, my breath hitched. The rush, the intensity, the way my body reacted, every inch of me caught in the heat of it. His fingers tightened at my waist, holding me steady for a moment, grounding me before guiding me into motion. Slow at first, savoring it, then faster, each movement pulling me deeper, making me crave more. Behind me, another pressed closer, his breath warm against my skin, his presence undeniable, a silent invitation for more. And the night was far from over. I barely had time to recover before I was drawn into another embrace, another pair of steady hands waiting for me. A new set of hands. A new body beneath me. A sharp groan. A hiss of breath. I moved instinctively, adjusting, feeling the anticipation building stronger. Gripping his shoulders as I set the rhythm, my pulse pounding in time with every deep roll of my hips. He wasn't passive. None of them were. Each one took control in their own way, some firm, some teasing, some watching as I unraveled beneath them. But they didn't wait. They weren't patient. Another pair of hands threaded through my hair, tilting my head back, drawing me into a deep, lingering kiss. A different set of fingers trailed down my spine, steadying me, keeping me in sync with the moment. I was surrounded, completely enveloped in them, lost in the rhythm, the heat, the pressure mounting with every second. And still, they weren't finished with me. A voice, deep and amused, murmured against my ear. She's still craving more. I barely had time to register the words before they pulled me deeper into the moment, heightening the tension, pushing the intensity higher. A sharp gasp. Hands braced my thighs, steadying me as I surrendered to the sensation, letting it take over. The moment stretched, expanded, tightened around me. I whimpered, fingers gripping, nails pressing into firm skin, my breath shaking as they surrounded me completely, leaving me lost in the rhythm. They moved together, one keeping me steady, the other guiding me forward, every movement in sync. A low groan. A deep murmur against my throat. I couldn't think. Couldn't breathe. Could only move, take, give, let it consume me. Every inch of my body burned, overloaded, trembling, spiraling higher. They weren't stopping. They weren't slowing. Each movement sent me spiraling further, the relentless rhythm, the sensation of being completely, utterly taken by the moment. Another deep chuckle. A teasing pull at my hair. A whisper against my lips. Still keeping up? I barely had time to smirk before I was pulled back into motion, drawn deeper, surrendering completely. The pressure built, coiling, tightening, unstoppable. I was lost, completely consumed. I lost track of time, lost in the moment, in the way they moved with me, who was keeping me grounded in the moment. Every touch, every sound, every movement blurred together, unstoppable, unrelenting, overwhelming. And when the final wave hit, when my body finally shattered, giving into the chaos, it crashed over me, overwhelming and unrelenting, leaving me breathless and completely spent. I collapsed onto the bed, my body still humming, my breath coming in shallow, uneven gasps. Heat radiated from my skin, every muscle weak, weightless, completely spent. I barely registered the weight shifting beside me, a warm hand trailing absently along my hip, a quiet chuckle from somewhere nearby. No words were spoken. None were needed. A night like this doesn't happen every day. But if you were in their place, how would you handle it? Would you take the lead? Or sit back and enjoy the moment? Drop a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. Thank you for being a part of this story with me. If it moved you, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel. We noticed many of you who enjoy these stories aren't subscribed yet. By subscribing, you're not just following a channel, you're becoming part of a community that values deep, meaningful storytelling. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss our next story.